still troubled over at Nadine and Ben's. Meanwhile, over at Shirley's house, there's a birthday to sort out. After what seems like forever, David is aging up into a teenager. Shirley's using a very special recipe for an excellent birthday cake, which tends not to take very long to cook in The Sims. There we go. So the birthday cake is there, the candles are lit, everybody's just been outside for a bite to eat. It's quite a nice day today. And there's a little birthday boy. Well, let's hopefully see if they hang around to watch him blow the candles out, because it doesn't always go as well as expected in this game. No, they don't. Typical. Well, happy birthday, David. Oh my gosh. Look at that hair. Well, I don't know what to say really. He's looks more like his mum than his dad, from what I can gather. I'm just taken back by that hair, to be honest with you. That is serious hair, and I think Dusty finds it quite funny as well. Right, in typical teenage fashion. Listening to music, dancing. Ah, here comes Shirley. Okay, David, just look at your hair. If your dad was here, I'm sure he'd have something to say about that. Look, I think the best thing to do is, because it's your birthday, I will treat you A, to a haircut, and B, to get some new clothes. Those shorts, well, they're not really you. There we go. One shopping trip later and one serious haircut. David looks a little more like he's supposed to, I reckon. But he's definitely got his mum's looks, though. Oh, that's a typical teenager, isn't it? Now, who have we got here? Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Brad. Now, Brad is Jack and Hannah's baby. Now, because of all the commotion with Nadine and Ben, and it taken up so much time, I didn't get any opportunity to show you the birth, because it all happened in the background and I was going to make it the main focus of this episode, but sadly it's already happened. So I don't know much about what happened and how everything went, but obviously Jack is a very doting father. And other than that, I don't really know what to say. Other than they had a boy called Brad, like I've just said, and I dare say we will watch his progress for the remaining episodes, because this is episode 13, so we've got 7 more to do.
Oh, Meshka.
Let's hope he grows up into a teenager before that. And obviously with Nadine and Ben's baby being around about the same time, they will grow up together. And obviously they've got Sharon and Glenn's twins as well, so this is quite quickly developing into like a second generation. Possible second series? We'll see. Now things seem to be getting a little bit better with Nadine and Ben. At least they're talking now anyway, and they are trying to make an effort for the sake of the baby really more than anything else. But at least they're talking now and interacting a little bit, which has got to be a good thing, surely. But Nadine, that episode with the midwife, it's really taken its toll, and the trust issues have gone. But like I said, they're going to make an effort. Just see what happens. It'll be a shame to have wasted all that money on that wedding, but sometimes you don't have any control about what happens. So things are a little bit tense at the moment, as you can probably tell, but if they work on it, maybe they can patch things up, put the past behind them and move on. It would be good if they could, but we'll see. So Nadine says, look, why don't you go out and get a takeaway? Sadly, Ben didn't go and get a takeaway. Easily distracted, he's off to the pub. Clearly to flirt with the bar lady, no doubt. Yes, leopards don't change the spots, do they? I think this is probably what happens when, I don't know, you marry somebody and you're not quite sure whether it was the right thing to do. I mean, if you think about it, the proposal came off the back of Stephen and Will's proposal, and I think both he and Nadine just got caught up in it all and never really thought about it. And there hasn't been much interaction, as you'd probably guess, since they announced their engagement. So they didn't really have much chance to get to know each other properly. But as you can see, he's probably forgotten all about the takeaway. I'm just going to spend the next few hours in the pub. Doesn't care about the circumstances. He'll probably worry about that later. See how many people he can chat up. I guess this is going to be his next victim, no doubt. Just goes to show you really don't know anybody, do you? Oh dear. Another victim, no doubt. It is a bit of a shame, really. I did have high hopes for the... Oh no, exchanging numbers now. Now this is dangerous ground. And now he's chatting somebody else up. But the drinks have been flowing, and singing Jingle Bells is probably not the best way to start chatting anybody up. And I'm sure she wasn't. She wasn't very impressed with that, but he was. Now then. Now, towards the end of the night, who should he bump into but Tessa? So he has to sober up quickly because he doesn't want his game to be given away. So they say hi. And really don't know what to say to each other after that. He's kind of been caught out. And Tessa's now thinking, now, what are you doing here? And why are you here without Nadine?
We sit in a row.
So
Gosha.
Ben plays it cool, just starts making small talk, but no. There's suspicion in Tessa's mind now. So it's 2 a.m. Ben is tiptoeing in. Nadine obviously is asleep, but Derek's nappy needs changing, so he's nipped in to do that, and now he is creeping off to bed thinking, aha, I've got away with this. I'll make up some excuse in the morning. However, what Ben doesn't know is just after he left, Tessa was straight on her phone, sending a quick text to Nadine saying, if you can, you better get yourself over here quickly. I've got something to tell you. So Nadine doesn't really suspect anything. So she would do or say what she would normally say if she saw Tessa, i.e. let's take a picture. So Tessa goes along with it for a little bit, but then she has to have a very serious chat with her. Nadine's just saying, well, you know what, I sent Ben out for a takeaway and I've not seen him since. So Tessa says, well, he was here and he wasn't behaving like a husband is supposed to behave. He was chatting up at least 3 women. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you are my friend and I can't see you get hurt. Now, time to have it out. Just when everything was starting to get on track, Ben messes it up again.
Blingo.
Kumba Moobni Plevar.
Jorby Pumbaa. Wanoob.
This isn't looking very promising. I'm not surprised.
Oosh, oosh.
Oh.
Freenip Shashib. Blanket say.
Yeah.
Tube.
Oh dear.
Brapna.
Oh.
Rimple.
See, this isn't very healthy for the baby either, is it? Something is going to have to give.
On a burr.
Bay ma doofka. Oh, barsta.
Vanilla.
Did you just say a rude word there?
Bane. Aren't you? Ugh, crashed. Zagu.
Nobi. Pleva Ooks.
Nooch? Oh. Doba.
Embo.
Dobie.
Oh, Bobsony.
Zagu.
I think Ben is just trying to explain about last night, but Nadine is having none of it. She needs to clear her head. I don't think she's got a clue what's going to happen here. So the best thing to do to clear your mind is go for a jog. You can go for a jog. Makes you think a bit clearly, away from the situation. See, I don't know. You have to look at Ben's situation as well. His dad died when he was a baby. He witnessed his mum dying. But there's no excuse, really, to treat his new wife like this, especially now they've got a little baby as well. Anyway, Nadine has had a long, long run. Things are starting to make sense now. And it's quite clear, even though they've only been married for a week, it wasn't the thing that they really should have done.
Obu Torfu. Beno.
So back at the house, there's more arguments.
Arben Tof Benor.
Now Ben's trying to blame Nadine, saying that she forced him into a wedding, didn't want to get married, they should have dated a bit longer, so his behaviour is something that he should have done before they got married, so it's not his fault. And in a temper, Nadine just walks off. And Ben's like, I've got away with this. So again, Nadine tries a bit of time on her own. Goes for a bite to eat in a little cafe. I think it's clear what has to happen now. She's just got to pluck up the courage to go ahead and do it. So back at the house, one deep breath from Nadine.
Zarda Floop.
She's saying, right, this is an unhealthy atmosphere for the baby, and I cannot carry on like this.
Jorby Pumbaa.
If we're arguing like this after a week of getting married, how is it going to be a month ahead, a year ahead,
Tube.
and now the bad language is starting?
Larba.
So I think they're at the point of no return now. Nadine is divorcing Ben.
Oh, Frippa Gwace? Huh? Oh.
I think they're crocodile tears.
Ow.
There's a lot of anger there still, obviously, but it was only going to get worse if they didn't get divorced. Ben's angry. Nadine, she's just got to send a little email to somebody. So now they're divorced, there's no point in staying in the house together, is there? Ben returns to his old house where he has a quick chat with Joe and explains to Joe what's happened. And obviously, Joe only gets one side of the story and takes the the idea from Ben that it was all Nadine's fault. So Joe says, well, you know, it's your house. Your room's still there, so, you know, come back, you might as well. Ben's angry. I don't think he's angry about anything other than the fact that he has been foiled in his little plan. But now he's single now, he can do what he likes. Meanwhile, Nadine goes back to her friends.
Oh, what is
Oh,
that?
gift of me!
Stephen's pleased to see her, and now she's explaining what's happened. And obviously Stephen is rather upset about this, but then he says, well, look, I'll let you into a secret. I never liked Ben anyway.
Huh? Franjwaga?
Rishi Pando.
And Tessa's back. Now, if it wasn't for Tessa, Nadine would not have known all about this. And Tessa's like, well, you know what? Your room's still here. Move in, both of you. And so they do. Now, Joe's crying, and Stephen is going to attempt to up his parenting skills, but sadly hasn't got a clue. He tries. So we'll leave it to the expert. So Nadine, I don't think she will be seeing Ben again. And I don't think Derek is going to be growing up with a father either. But look at the environment that he's in now. Plenty of people around him is going to look after him. What they've done with Mariah, she's doing great now. And I think Nadine's happy as well.